What is going on, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of It's Nothing Personal. It's just Bills, your Tuesday touchdown. And Bills scored a pretty big touchdown this week, winning their second consecutive AFC East Championship title. And yeah, man, it's pretty big news. There's my speakers going off here. Back to back. They got it done. A little bit of a struggle, more of a struggle than I think a lot of us wanted to see. But I got my guys in the locker room with me. Former NFL running back, Buffalo legend James Mallory in the building. J Mal.
What's up, everybody? Back to back.
And my man over there with the Scully on the night. I think he didn't. I think I didn't see him cut some of the locks off, but that is still Bills right. I'm still trying to see what it look like under there, man. Maybe we get him to put a hat off on episodes to see what he working on there, man. See what
the big mystery. It's the big mystery.
Big mystery.
I'm gonna have a revealing party tomorrow about this because it's going nuts on Facebook and Twitter right now.
Yeah, we want to know. Maybe we get you lifted up a little bit. You know, just look a little bit. See what we got on the show. Exclusive.
You know, ain't nothing behind me now.
Yeah, DJ Clue. But no, Mook, what's going on, man? You need no introduction. Muki Hawkins from Warfare 1080, Bills beat reporter. Bills AFC East Championships back to back this season. A little bit of struggle with the Jets. I think that we should give the Jets a little bit more credit, especially how they played the second half of the season under Robert Saleh, and a team to actually watch going into 2022 next year. I think that they're going to be a lot better. Zach Wilson showed me some things, but nonetheless, the boys got it done. Now we can attribute this to maybe that second half of that Buccaneers game where that switch hit. Right now, J Mal, I remember you were saying that the second half of that game, they had something, they hit something clicked.
Yeah, you can see it.
Everything led to this moment, right? AFC Champs.
Yeah, that's why when we came on here and we after the game, everybody was mad about the loss, and I mean I wasn't happy that we lost, but what I did see is I seen, like I said, it just felt like it was a shift of energy. A shift to everything that was going on, man. And I think that game, I think it put a lot of confidence in them. And I just think that it was a turning point for them. Everybody has that moment in a special team. They always go back. I remember that one moment where our season changed. That changed it. You never can really describe it. It's that it factor. That thing where you never can describe it. That was it. That moment, that second half, it was it. And I think that that put them on the right road and be able to come on ahead and win this AFC East when everybody wrote them off and said the Patriots had it locked up.
Jacob McCaffrey, Happy New Year to you and to your team, whoever that may be. And I hope it's the Patriots since you're running your mouth. I'm not gonna say what he said.
Is that a bad take?
That's a real bad take, but I'm not gonna say it on that way it is because FCC, we ain't gonna get the FCC involved tonight. But back to you and your team.
Come on, Jake.
Jake from McCaffrey. Jake from State Farm. Shut up, man. No, man. No, I think that I thought that was a big turning point for the Bills, and it's nice to see that. How important, Mook, I'm gonna come to you first. How important do you think that winning this AFC East Championship and doing it consecutive years, because they got the monkey off the back last season, but to do it again, as we call it, run it back, how important was that for this team and this franchise moving forward, especially with the Patriots having a solid season, not great, but solid season right on the heels?
It's very important, because, first and foremost, everybody want to say, oh, it was a COVID season. That's why the Bills were able to do what they did. No fans in the stands and, signals and cars, all that stuff. This year proves that it wasn't a fluke. You know how it is. James been there plenty of times, and I know I'd have been there plenty of times when I don't won a championship, and, people feel that, we shouldn't have won it. They feel that, it was a fluke. But when you do it the second year in a row, that just pretty much answers that question to let everybody know that this isn't a fluke, that the Bills are a legitimate contender. And, I mean, when you look at it, the Bills been in the playoffs 3 years in a row, So at the end of the day, this is very important for them, a good boost of their confidence, especially the way they've been playing since that second half in that Tampa Bay game. And, it's just like, when I asked Steph about, what really clicked in that team, and he said, they just got back to playing free. playing themselves and not worry about what everybody else got to say about how they're playing. Just go out there and play if they would know that what they're capable of doing. And, they've been doing that as of late.
I mean, they definitely have. I mean, you can see that the energy's back up. They got as Sean McDermott likes to say, re-energized and refocused is I think the word that he used to like to use most of the time. You could definitely see that. Still some flaws in the offense, but it's something there. It's a different look than when we saw during that tough stretch in the middle of the season. And like back to what you said, James, it clicked. Something when the light bulb went off and it said, all right, we're in danger zone. Let's go eat. We got to go get this. We got to get this right now. So, but no, I thought personally it was huge. I thought that it was huge because, like I said, the Patriots right on your heels. Then to go into Foxborough in a game where New England is ahead of you, pretty much demolish them, beat them up, come back, win the rest of your games. And I am on record, and I'm going to put this video out tomorrow. I am on record from the post-game show in the Cold Front Report after that Bucs game. I said book it. The Bills would win every single game out. They would not lose another game, and they win the AFC East. So I'm gonna put that clip out because I normally don't. I'm not I told you so type of person, but I said that and I booked it, so I got to put it out.
It's good to have receipts, though. It's always good to have those receipts, Jay.
Right. Yeah, I got sometimes you got to return something to the store. I believe in retail etiquette, but sometimes you got to return something to the store. But no, I thought it was big. And I think the way we did it was huge too. This season we struggled with the running game all season, and we get that running game going now. Devin Singletary looks dynamic as James has called for the past year and a half. We get Cole Beasley back healthy. I mean, obviously from the protocols. Emmanuel Sanders is going to come back. Gabe Davis getting more involved. Dawson Knox gets more involved. Has a great season. Hell of a season, honestly, for Dawson Knox. So it's the way we did it. And Stephon Diggs got all his bonus money, which is always a big thing. Because I like Stephon F to get his money, as Muki like to call me. Muki, what you dialing over there, man?
Might have a surprise.
Might have a surprise. Okay, might have a surprise. Yeah, you never know. We may have a surprise. I don't know, Muki. I don't know what Muki got up his sleeve, but he may have something. We'll see what he got.
You never know. You never know, JT.
You never know. But yeah, that's my main James Bilek. Remind me. Yes, that's right. Just hit that like button. But tonight we're gonna be talking about a few things. We're gonna be obviously talking about the Bills AFC Championship, AFC East Championship, which we're talking about right now. We're gonna be discussing this Leslie Frazier and Brian Daboll, because obviously we may lose one, we may lose both, but we want to see who you think is more of a what's a bigger loss, Leslie or Coach Daboll. And of course, always your bad takes. We got 6 of them today. 6 of them today. So, and one of my things is really, really good. It's actually pretty funny to me. A couple are funny. And I think one more thing we got to talk about tonight. Let's see. We have to talk about Josh Allen going into this playoff game, and which Josh Allen will we get? Will we get a calm Josh Allen, or will we get a sugar rush Allen? So we gotta break that down. But moving on, obviously the Bills took care of business. They beat the Jets. They won the second consecutive AFC East Championship. They stuck it to Jerry Sullivan, Jordan Poyer, and those guys. Anything for fuel. James, as a player, was that actually fuel? Do you think, to the whole Jerry Sullivan embarrassing question? It wasn't. He didn't say he was embarrassed. It was a question.
Absolutely.
Can you use that as fuel?
Absolutely, man. When you got somebody, man, in the media, and Muki can really speak on this as well. You got somebody in the media that's questioning what you do, especially when you put hours, hundreds of hours, that nobody sees, your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and they're gonna question things or say something that's embarrassing because you lose to another professional team. I mean, it's almost like a slap in the face, especially somebody who ain't putting no work in on the field. You know what I'm saying? You look at dude. I'm speaking for me personally. I'll look at him like, dude, you can't play T-ball, and you sitting here trying to talk about, you know what I'm saying? No, that's crazy, man. He can't do nothing better than Jordan Poyer. He can't spit farther than Jordan Poyer. But he wanted to ask something like that. Yeah, that's gonna put a fire under me. Like, okay, you want to doubt me? You want to doubt this team? Want to doubt what we can do? You know what? Let's get after it. Now we about to prove him wrong. We about to force feed him humble pie. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. Hey, Jerry Sullivan, hold this, homie.
Hold that. Moot. Your man Jerry Sullivan, man. Did he Did he spring something? Did he light a fire? Is Jerry the catalyst?
No, Jerry's not the catalyst. Jerry has always been like that. That's why he kind of fell out of favor with, some of the people in the Bills brass, and that's when you saw really the shakeup begin. Because at one point Bills media was so ultra negative.
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic with Rodak and those guys, and it just wouldn't let up. And Jerry was part of that group, and it just kind of struck a nerve when he did come out and say that. And, it takes a lot for Micah Hyde to get ticked off about a question. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that definitely struck a nerve. But, did it go out? Did it motivate them? I can't say that it didn't, because they was looking for Jerry behind that, the very next week, when they beat New England, they was, Poirier was looking for him. But, a lot of that stuff they hear, they act like they don't hear it, but they hear everything loud and clear what media says about them. And, and so, they go out there and play their butts off. But I don't think it's because of Jerry, the way that they're playing that way. When you really look at it, they were down 24 to Krispy Kreme at halftime versus Tampa Bay. Jerry Sullivan didn't have anything to do with that. It was something that was within those guys that, just made them just started playing football that, all Bills fans are accustomed to seeing them play. And it just about took 10 weeks for them to really snap out of it and start playing. And they've been playing really lights out defensively, all season long. Offensively, still some inconsistencies. Daboll is still in his own way. I hope he hurry up and get a coaching job somewhere so we don't lose Ken Dorsey. But that's another thing we'll talk about, I guess, later on in the show.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, man, because like I said, man, I think that Brian Daboll is very deserving of a head coaching job. I'll be his campaign manager. I work for free. I'll put signs in my yard. I'll make calls all day. Give Brian Daboll a job. Daboll, and I don't know. I mean, we could put another. I love Chad Hall, but man, he got to take somebody with him. So Daboll and Chad Hall, 2022. Let's go. Richard Nixon fingers, baby. Let's get it. I think I say to the truth about Brian Daboll, and I guess we'll move right into the next segment here about losing Daboll or possibly Leslie Frazier. I do think Daboll may end up being a better head coach than he is a coordinator. And I know a lot of us think that Sean McDermott was an outstanding defensive coordinator. He was not bad, but by no means I think he had top 5 defensive coordinator in NFL. He had a good season too, but let's not forget, I think Sean McDermott's a better head coach than he is a coordinator. James, what you thinking?
I don't know. It's tough. If we did just say hypothetically speaking, if he didn't get a job and he had to hang around another year, I don't think that'd be the worst thing in the world. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I've been pushing for Ken Dorsey for a while now. Even when Ken Dorsey, don't forget, he interviewed for our OC job a few years back. So he's been thought highly of within this organization. Just so happened we ended up getting him as a quarterback coach, whole nother story. I would love to have Ken Dorsey. I feel Ken Dorsey probably has a great offensive mind, playing on those teams at the U. In regards to Daboll, he may be a great head coach. I really don't. What people fail to realize, they'll look at somebody's success as an OC or a defensive coordinator, a special teams coordinator, whatever it may be, quarterback coach, whatever. Head coach, you got to be a leader of men. In the NFL, you have to be a great leader of men. I don't give a damn how good you call plays, how much football you know, because you have to lead men, 53 grown-ass men with egos, with mortgages, and who hungry as hell. So if he's not a great leader of men, then he's going to be a bad head coach. I don't know him well enough to really say. I mean, he's usually in the booth and just doing his own thing. So it's very difficult to say. I mean, we know he's been a pretty good OC here. You never know. But I think he'll be okay. It depends where he go. He's going to have to hire a bomb staff with him. I see moments, man.
Very interesting point right here, though, that Joe Judge was fired a few hours ago from the Giants, And one of their first interview requests was I think it's pronounced it correctly, Joe Schoen, our assistant general manager. So, like I said, a lot of teams when Buffalo, and I want to point this out, a lot of teams after Buffalo brought in McDermott and Bean together, this is going to be the growing trend. This is going to be the trend that teams build off of because it has been so successful in Buffalo. So maybe Brian Daboll goes to New York.
I was going to say, JT, are you saying Daboll to the Giants? You thinking?
I'm thinking it, but I'm still sticking to my guns here. If the Bills beat the Patriots in this wild card game, and I've been saying it for the last year, I got to stick with it. I seen somebody put the other day, a guy named Sneaky Joe on Twitter. I've been saying it for a year and a half already, before Sneaky Joe, about Bill Belichick going to the Giants, returning home. I can go back and find the clips. I'm still sticking to that, but I'm just saying Brian Daboll will probably be their second choice behind Bill Belichick if Bill Belichick didn't want to stay in New England. Mook, shaking your head.
Bill Belichick is not going anywhere.
I wish he would.
He's the general manager of New England.
Well, he can go, but he can get full control in New York too. Just saying.
Why?
Why not? Josh Allen, that's why.
Nah, Josh Allen. You really think that Josh Allen's going to run Bill Belichick out of New England?
Hell yes. Yes. I don't want to see Bill get old and gray trying to beat Josh.
Well, what's going to happen with that is he's just going to be general manager and Josh McDaniels to take over as head coach.
Yeah.
I don't
Bill
see
Parcells style.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving to go to New York at all. At all. I don't see. I mean, the challenge is already presented with Brady not being there. So I don't see that happening. Joe Schoen, he's a great assistant general manager. Definitely something is going down if Joe Judge has got fired because he was, the Mariners, they kind of like the Rooneys. They don't really fire people to fire. You know what I mean? But it's just that he lost the locker room and he just wasn't ready to be a head coach. Sometimes people just aren't ready to be head coach. Even what's my guy? I mean, we've been calling him a Coach Little Hat. I don't think he was ready to be a head coach, a coach from the Chargers. I don't think he's ready to be a head
Staley, yeah.
Yeah, Coach Little Hat. Obviously with the decisions that he made.
Coach Little Hat.
With the decisions he made yesterday, you look at all other type of coaching candidates that was out there that probably was more suited for that position. But I don't see Bill Belichick leaving anywhere. And the rumors are flying. Frazier is a strong candidate to Chicago. Obviously, the Ties playing there, winning Super Bowls and all of that good stuff. It's always that young quarterback factor with Justin Fields. And, he's supposed to snatch Ken Dorsey and take him winning to be the offensive coordinator if that's the case. Schoen, potential to be the general manager. And we all know if he's the general manager, that's a good destination potentially for Brian Daboll. So I hope that move happens first before, Frazier, gets a position, in Chicago from what I'm hearing that he's a strong candidate. So, we can keep Dorsey. We're going to wish Leslie Frazier where he's much deserving to being the head coach, especially where this defense has been consistent the past couple of years. And, but we need to keep Dorsey around. He's really the young glue that's going to make everything stick and really is going to really be that innovative guy going forward with this offense that it desperately needs because there's some inconsistencies going on with Daboll tremendously.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And like I said, I think as far as Leslie Frazier goes, I mean, I heard the same thing you heard that that's the Bears' top candidate right now is Leslie Frazier. And part of the reason is Ken Dorsey and them being able to get. Now, I know the Bills will be able to block Ken Dorsey from getting that position with a promotion. I'm not too sure if this Bills regime would actually do that because we've never been in this position before. Quite honestly, we've had older coordinators who we weren't blocking from going anywhere if they wanted to go, but this is a different ball game. Obviously, a lot of man executives around the league is giving Ken Dorsey a lot of the praise for his work with Josh Allen and not necessarily Brian Daboll. And as we talk about development, not necessarily play calling, but development itself. And obviously, Bears have Justin Fields you bring in a defensive-minded coach like Leslie Frazier with the defense they already have, it's a match made in heaven because we know that ultimately Ken Dorsey is trying to get to a head coaching job in the NFL. With that being said, I think the easiest route to that head coaching job in the NFL is Josh Allen. And I would implore him to stay. And Josh is going to be great. Josh is going to be great for the next 10 years. He will get at least 3 OCs a head coaching job, in my opinion, if he stays in Buffalo for 12 years. Because that's just the way it works. And as far as
house too, they already here.
Yeah, they already
Daboll, Dorsey, and Hall.
You think Hall next is going to be an OC too as well at some point?
Oh yeah, he's a brilliant mind, man. That dude is a beast, man. If you and Muki, you could speak on this around NFL circles. Chad Hall gets a whole lot of love. I mean, a lot of times, a position coach, you kind of like, especially when you look at the quarterback coach. Man, that dude get a lot of love around the league, man. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be an OC within the next 5 years. I'm willing to say 3 to 4. Because Ken Dorsey, if he gets an OC job next year, Josh Allen has a great year. He might get head coaching job interviews next year. 2 years tops, Ken Dorsey will be the OC here before you get an opportunity. Then Chad Hall will be up if he sticks around.
And Ken Dorsey's a winner. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. When you talk about Ken Dorsey, you can't talk about Ken Dorsey without winning. He's won. And he's played quarterback in the NFL. So they didn't necessarily win in the NFL because he got put on a really bad 49er team, but he's a winner. But who do you guys think is the bigger loss? Personally, I think that the way this team has built, the culture is built, and the players we have, that you can replace both of these guys. Not saying that whoever's going to come and do a better job. I think Leslie Frazier, for me, is the bigger loss. But in your opinion, who's the bigger loss in this opinion? Mookie, Daboll, or Frazier? Bigger hole to fill if both leave.
Obviously, it's Frazier. I mean, just what he brings to the table, his leadership, his knowledge, his tutelage, his experience. He's a Super Bowl champion, so all that stuff weighs in the factor. And, guys play for him. It's hard, to play for a coach in this league. And guys play for Leslie Frazier. He's a veteran coach. He's been a head coach before. So, guys, when he talks, everybody listens. And he definitely will be missed, but it's much deserved for him to become a head coach at this point. The way that this defense has been playing, the way that this defense has been home. They are number 1 in every statistical category. It's not getting any credit. They don't have any Pro Bowls on this defense, and that's insane. But he'll get his just due this year because obviously he was up for, positions last year. Didn't get it, but this year, it's a must that, if not both of them become head coaches this year. It's just that time, it's just that time for both of them to, spread their wings. And, I don't think that the Bills are going to allow Josh to lose everybody, right? He's not going to lose Dorsey, Daboll, and Frazier. That's
block it. You calling a block?
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. You know
okay.
what I mean? So I just hope that Daboll hurry up and get him a job. So we can get that over with.
I'm telling y'all, man, if any NFL execs have to be listening to this little ass podcast, I'm going to tell you, Brian Daboll is a hell of a man. He's a family guy. He's in the community.
He's organized.
He's organized, very organized. He's always on time. This is your guy. Hire him.
Right. Well, he's a Buffalo guy, born and raised. You know what I mean? So
we know him better than anybody.
Right. Look at it too. Like sometimes, he didn't want to leave. It could be a dream. It's a dream job for him. I know it'd be a dream job for me to coach my favorite team that growing up as a kid like that. That's a dream. Even though you could be a head coach somewhere else, but sometimes could be just good enough. You know what I mean? But if these boys go ahead and rack off this Super Bowl, they are out of here. And, we can be excited about what's next to come, with offense and defense. I'm quite sure Coach McDermott is going to, pick up the pace on the defense end. And I'm just be real excited to see.
Eric Washington up next?
No.
Okay.
No, I think I'm not sure who will be up next on that defensive side right now. But I know Ken Dorsey is up on that offensive side.
I'm just saying, Mike Zimmer's available. I'm just saying.
Cut it out.
I'm just saying. He's
Stephon Diggs.
Oh, you're right.
He's not messing around.
You're right.
No more Minnesota guys. Sorry.
all is forgiven. In
Brian
the war.
Flores, if anything, I'll snatch Brian Flores up before I do anything.
Yeah, but I like James. Does he match our scheme though? Because I've got James Mallory.
Yeah,
Saying,
they're more 3-4 man type, so it won't be compatible. But hey, I tell you what, Luke Kuechly's available. You can always bring him in the fold, right?
Yeah, you can. He was here coaching up, right? James, I want to talk bigger loss to you, Daboll or Frazier.
I want to say Frazier.
Okay.
The reason why I'm not going to say Frazier is because Sean McDermott is a defensive dude, so he's going to put them in position to succeed. He's only going to let the defensive coordinator fail, but so much before he steps in to say, "Yo, I got this."
Mm-hmm.
Period. So, and then we got Eric Washington on staff. I know Muki said no, but I mean he got defensive coordinator experience. I mean those
Carolina,
wasn't
right?
Bad defenses, man.
Carolina,
Them dudes, they was balling. Okay. He has some good defenses over there. And then I mean, you got to realize if he's going to be if he is to be the defensive coordinator, hypothetically speaking, Daboll is going to be there to support him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a huge benefit for him. And I think the defense actually be rolling. And it depends on how the players feel about him as well. So I think Daboll would be the bigger loss because of that reason, because McDermott would be there to kind of buffer that for the defense. So if you lose Daboll, you're going to lose one or two coaches on the offense. That's just what it is. He's going to take one or two coaches with him.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it's not Dorsey. I don't think it'll be Dorsey, because as soon as he take that job, they'll be like, "Hey, you promoted. He's not going anywhere." And they're probably gonna pay him something. His salary gonna be nice. So maybe he take a couple coaches with him, so we might take a hit there. We don't know who Daboll who's affiliated with around the league to be able to hire staff. They'll have to gel. So we'll have a new staff. He's the first time play caller. So I would say Daboll right now, because no matter how brilliant of a mind Ken Dorsey is, his first year calling plays, he's going to have those moments. He's going to take his lumps. That's just what it is. That don't mean he won't be a great offensive coordinator, but he's going to take his first year lumps. That's just what it is. So I would have to say Daboll will be the bigger loss, to be honest.
Daboll would be the bigger loss, but let me tell you something right now. Ken Dorsey played at the U. Do you know who his running backs were?
Man, I know what his team was. I named the roster.
We was talking about that. We was talking about that the other day.
So you don't think that run game gonna be a whole 100% better with Ken Dorsey at the helm?
Oh, we'll find balance.
I think the offense will be better, but he'll have a couple games where he takes lumps though.
Yeah. He'll be missed because Daboll was so much of a father figure to Josh, and I understand where you're coming from. You have a valid point in that. But I'm just a Dorsey guy. I'm over Daboll. Let's win this thing, man. Let's win it. And Daboll and Frazier, we wish you guys well. Thank you for your great services. But this thing got to get better.
You knew this was coming, though, because I mean, we've built a very strong organization. I mean, and that's something we haven't said in Buffalo in like 20 years. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-year thing. We've built a very strong organization, from a front office to a coaching staff to a core of players. And when that happens, even though we have yet to win the Super Bowl with this, they rip you apart. At some point, the league is coming, and they want a piece of your culture. They want a piece of what your plan was, whatever diagram or diagram that you used. And the time is now. We got lucky, because this could have been done 2 years ago. This could have easily been done last year. So we got a whole nother season to run this back, which you don't normally get. And we do have a question about Shaq Lawson. And Muki, I'll let you take this one. Now, I made a call earlier myself when I seen the report. Now, I'm not going to mention nobody's name, because I don't know how the hell you get sued or nothing like that. Yeah, I got to read some books. So I ain't going to mention nobody's names. But I'm going to put this flat out. All right? And Mook, you can back me up on this in a second. For the person I talked to, which is very close to Shaq Lawson, there is, like as Mook reported earlier, there is mutual interest there. But has there been any talks? It's a little smoke where there's fire. But to say that he agreed, and using the ideology that someone is waiting for COVID protocol, something to pass, I'm FCC. I'm gonna have to FCC it. I'm sorry, FCC, come get me. But it's bullshit. It's throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks, because where there's smoke, there's fire. And then you're gonna say, "I told you so." There ain't been nothing like that yet. It makes a whole lot of sense, though. A whole lot of sense it makes, especially expecting the fact that we're going to move on from Addison Hughes. He makes sense to be that fourth pass rusher going to 2022. I don't know about this playoff run right now because we brought Kenny Stills and Devontae Freeman and them in last year, and we ain't never see them lace up the cleats. So I don't think McDermott would do that. But Mook, I want you to touch on that real quick before we get the bad takes.
When I find out that he got released, I was just waiting for him to clear waivers.
Right.
And he cleared waivers. And, everybody has their sources and things like that. And we know that certain publications and, other, I don't know what you want to call them, other reporters or whatever, want to be the first to jump out the tree and put that out there about a signing and all of that. But, first and foremost, the Bills are focusing on the New England Patriots right now. All right, let's make that perfectly clear. The Bills are focusing on New England Patriots. They're not focusing on Shaq Lawson, even though there's been some talks there. I asked Coach McDermott myself this morning in reference to that. And, he spoke very highly of Shaq. So if he's speaking very highly of Shaq, he has familiarity with his offense. If you look at Shaq Lawson's last year in Buffalo, was his best year, better than a year that Mario Avison has ever had as a Bill. All right. And, that will bode well going into next season with that nice rotation. Somebody they don't have to worry about next year. They can focus on other areas as far as, in the draft or free agency, whatever the case may be. Shaq, he's that energy guy. Shaq is that energy guy that this team desperately lacks. Shaq was really the identity. Shaq beat up Leonard Fournette.
On that wall, penny against that wall.
That's what the Bills been missing, that bully, that tough guy attitude. And he's solid against the run, and he was getting after the quarterback. You got him now at a cheap price. You get him cheaper than what he was as a rookie for the Bills. Like I said, there's been some talks. There's been some mutual interest there. I wouldn't say that he's going to be signing this week. I don't see Shaq Lawson signing anywhere else. From what I was told today, that he never wanted to leave Buffalo.
Nope.
When he was, pitched around in Miami and Houston and in New York, he didn't want to be at none of those places. He always wanted to be here in Buffalo. The opportunity is there. I think it's going to happen sometime after this game.
Yeah.
But
practice squad, though, right? Like a practice squad move.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's going to happen, but it's just not going to happen as soon as the Bills fans would want it to. I don't think Shaq goes anywhere, but it's not going to happen overnight.
As Dorothy clicked her heels and said, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home." And that's what's going to happen with Shaq Lawson. But I know there was a lot of speculation this day that caused the host. And I hate when people do that, because the fans, they live and die on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the release report, and it's negligent. And I'm not as experienced reporter as Muki and things like such, but I'm learning the business. And that was a very reckless and negligent thing to do. It almost felt like clout chasing. And like I said, I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to get sued. But if anybody got a problem, I'm saying, hey, my DM's always open. Come on and jump on in.
Yeah, it's funny though, because when I was talking to the people out of Shaq camp, I'm talking to people out of Shaq camp.
Yeah.
That's I'm talking out of Shaq's camp. And they was telling me about that. Shaq was saying, like, man, look, they didn't say it out of sight already. Just look, man, they saying I'm there already. He amped up though. Let's not make no mistake about it. Shaq Lawson is amped up about this. All right. But when they told me that, and I was like, word? I was like, well, damn. I was like, well, I could tell you there's very much interest because I asked Coach McDermott myself.
There was a glow. There was a glow.
You know what I mean? I asked him myself, and I said, you go check that presser. But the reports that they saying that you signed and all that, I don't know where that's coming from. I'm not going to report that. You know what I mean? But I was told that I will be one of the first to know when it goes down. So, right now they're talking, but it's nothing to the point where he's going to sign right now.
Right. And actually, luckily, I talked to somebody in his camp day too, and I got told the same thing. I'll be one of the first to know if it happens. And we may be talking about the same person.
Probably.
Yeah. We may be talking about the same
Probably.
person because, like I said, man, if you know the right people, it's not that hard to get information. But I can tell you, like I said, I hope to see Shaq back here in Buffalo. I really do. I think one of the biggest things we lost with Shaq, they don't talk about, is the locker room glue that he was. He's a big time locker room guy. So I hope to see him back. But as far as that report goes, not yet. That's not what we talk about. That's not what we do here. But, actually today is the 5-year anniversary of Sean McDermott becoming the head coach of Buffalo Bills. And Muki, you actually asked him about that. They brought it to his attention. And we have that clip. And then we also have another clip with Josh, when we get to talk about the Patriot game, of Josh talking about preparing for this playoff game actually being his third playoffs in a row, I should say. So here's this clip from Coach McDermott talking about his 5th year. His 5-year anniversary of coming to Buffalo, and our guy Muki Hawkins. And then we'll get the bad takes.
Coach, I know, I don't know if anybody asked this, but today's the anniversary, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Pretty clever.
Yeah, so just care to tell us about that entire process on, today marks is the 5th year that you was named Buffalo Bills head coach. So if you could just kind of reflect on that to, that process and just how it is going for you right now.
Yeah, I'm blessed and highly favored to be here. That's how I feel about it. Grateful to be a part of this organization, grateful for the chance that Kim and Terry gave me and my family to come to Buffalo. And that's really kind of where we're at there. But just one piece of the puzzle here.
Absolutely, Coach. I know that you got that nice puzzle getting ready for this playoffs. Happy anniversary and good luck this week.
All right, thanks. Take care, everybody. Have a good week. Thanks, guys.
Great question there. And it is the 5-year anniversary. And I think that all Bills fans should rejoice the fact that we have a coach like Sean McDermott. And as you alluded to earlier, James, a leader of men. If you can describe his tenure here in 3 words, what would it be, James?
Damn good job. He's done a damn good job, man. I was against the signing. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So was I.
Man, we need to hire somebody with experience and this, that, and the third. And I didn't even know really who he was. I mean, I've heard of him, but I didn't know much about him. I'm like, man, this is the same old hire we always do. This is gonna be a flop. Blah blah blah. I was wrong. Damn good job, man. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Damn good job. Great signing.
As my man James Mallory says in the chat, trust the process. Yeah, that's right. Mook.
I'm gonna say legendary.
Mm-hmm.
I love the hire. I felt that the Bills need to get younger because it seemed like we had an Alzheimer crew running the Bills for the longest. We had an old coaching staff. We had old has-been guys that was past their prime, and the Bills needed somebody that was young and innovative, up and coming. And that was Sean McDermott. He was the next up and coming. He led Carolina to a Super Bowl. He was the defensive coordinator. Luke Kuechly, defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? When you're building accolades and resumes and stuff like that, that's what you go after. Rex just really messed the squad up. Really supposed to be Jim Schwartz. And, I said it before. I said, look, you bring Jim Schwartz in here, you bring Freight right back in here. He's familiar with the team, bomb. We all know what happened in Philly with those two right there. They won the Super Bowl. Didn't happen for us. But I like the way the Bills had to go young. And, when you look at it, he's a player's coach. They can relate to him. It's kind of hard to relate to a Mike Zimmer who's 50, 60 years old and don't understand this new era player, and Coach McDermott understands that because he's still a young guy. He's only 47 years old. You know what I mean? So he can relate to those guys, and he's young and he's innovative in himself, and you see the result. Now, we need to have that same success on the offensive side. I still feel that as a head coach, he's still learning to be a head coach in certain areas because he's never been a head coach anywhere else. And it's some head scratching moments in reference to then did coach, like you always ask me all the time, Jeremy, do Coach McDermott allow Daboll to call some of the things that he called? And, he gave Daboll full reign to do some things, He's not to the Belichick point where Belichick is vetoing things and say, nah, we ain't running that, run this, all right? He ain't to that point. But he's going to get there at some point. But like Jay said, man, hell of a job. Job well done. The man, in 5 years, he's been to 4 playoff games. All right, now he's almost surpassing Marv Levy already.
Right.
Okay, so if he wins a Super Bowl, he's going to be the greatest coach of all time here, and before he's 50. All right, so I'll say that he's doing an awesome job, and the scary part about it, this team can't do nothing but get better from a coaching standpoint. So
right, because he's getting better. We've seen adjustments just this season alone. Mm-hmm. It's just from an aggressive standpoint, from a challenging standpoint, just different things he's done that he's still learning. I think he's still under 100 games coached, or he's just getting to that. So he's still growing. So if I had to subtract 3 words before we get the bad takes, it's proved me wrong. Definitely proved me wrong. So hats off, tip of the cap to Sean McDermott. It's been a great 5 years. Hopefully we have another great 22 like Chuck No. But you guys know what time it is. For the final time this season, for a regular season, it is time for everybody's favorite segment. You know what it is? Bad takes. So today we have 6 of them. Like I said, it's very hard finding these things after a win. So sometimes you have to go to the halftime. You have to go to the halftime.
Oh man, I know that was
chat. To find them. So bad take number 1 for week 18. Bills fans resell their tickets for practically nothing. It's crazy. Every other home team this weekend resell tickets are not cheaper than $150 for 300 level or general admission. Go look for the Bills, and these fans resell for $57. Ridiculous. You're complaining about cheaper tickets? What is wrong with you?
He balling out. Whoever that is balling out of control.
Yeah, man, got the press box and complaining about tickets. Maybe people want to see other people go to the games. We're charitable. We're selfless at Bills Mafia. Take number 2, week 18. If anyone could lose to the Jets, it's the Bills. Go work, fellas. Well, this is the halftime. They didn't lose. They won, and they won the AFC East. A little premature. Sorry, got to be careful with that. Should have deleted it, but I found it. Bad take number 3. Let's all admit, Josh Allen is getting worse by the day.
What?
That's what they said. They said he's getting worse by the day. I mean, 4,400 yards and 763 yards rushing later. He's getting worse by the day. Okay, buddy. Woo! Give me your glasses, man. I don't know what the hell they looking at. Take number 4. This is unreal. The offense is a total mess. This is like the Jags game all over again. Not going far in the playoffs playing like this. At least the defense showed up tonight, but the offense is pathetic. Embarrassing in the words of Jerry Sullivan. Edit. He had to go back and change his thing. Edit. 4th quarter O-line finally gets the act together. Yeah, premature, but at least you caught yourself. At least you could admit it. You couldn't delete it. You got a little bit of character in you. It's okay.
You know what we call that? He must have been dogging them at the same time. The Bills must have scored at the same time or something.
At least he actually put at it. He could delete the whole damn thing. He put at it. I give him a little credit for it. I give him a little credit
audible.
He called it audible, man. Sit McKenzie and Mosin jet sweep. Bad take number 5. Allen and Hack must have gotten high before this game.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he said they must have gotten high. They said Allen and Hack was blowing it down or something for this game, playing crazy. I was going to win the AFC East, but then I got high.
Weed is legal. Weed is legal in New York State.
Yes, it is. Matt Hack, I don't know what Matt Hack was on. She kind of might be right on that one. I don't know. I don't know. They may be right on that one. Bad take number 6 and final take of the night. So you know the routine, James. Drum roll, please.
Yes, the greatest drum roll, please.
Here we go. Josh Allen does not know how to manage the game properly, all because by Daboll, not Daboll, Daboll. They didn't change the man from Daboll to Daboll. Oh, man.
These
Bro,
people, man, they keep us laughing every week.
I
I'm
don't know where
crying.
you be finding these takes at, man.
Oh man, the blow, man.
Listen.
Maybe that's what maybe it was take number 5 was Allen and Hack was getting high off the blow. Oh, I'm crying, man.
Listen, what gets me every time when you do that, just go back to it right there. Just go back to a bad take, any one of them, please. Just go back to one. Just go back to any one of them. What gets me every time when I read it, just click one. Just click one. Just click one, please. Just click anyone.
Anyone right now?
Yeah, just click on anyone.
I got you. Hold on, I got you. I'm gonna go back to the blow.
Leslie Frazier, look at him. That cracks me up every single.
He like Big Red from the 5 Heartbeats.
Yes, Big Red. I was watching the other night. That's funny.
Like
My
he is
office
really
hours
enjoying
from
it
9 to
too.
5.
Like Frazier is really enjoying the bad takes too. You can just look how he's just cracking up. I was like, man, like look at that right there.
I know.
Frazier
I made
is
that,
good.
you know. I found those pictures, man.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
crying. Every week this thing got me crying. They caught the man the blow. But guys, we
classic.
That was no good take tonight. No good take. I didn't find it tonight. I didn't find one. I didn't go look for one tonight. It was so many bad takes. I had to cipher through and cut some off the show. So many bad takes. But guys, back to business here. Big game this week. We got exactly what I wanted, and this could be a major mistake. Bills Patriots round 3, as I'm calling it, for all the marbles. Is this what we really wanted? Because I know this is the game that I'm most comfortable with. And I know Bill Belichick still have a football coach. And I know New England Patriots are tough defense just like us. But my money ain't on McCorkle. James, is this the money that we want? Is this the game we wanted?
Yeah. You got a rookie quarterback, man. You got to put pressure on him. You got to force them to have him beat you. You got to force their hand. Like, listen, we're going to take the run away. Throw the ball. That's what you got to make them do. It's going to be 0 degrees outside. It's going to feel like 0. Guess what? They're going to try to use those running backs, and they're going to try to make it like game 1. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to have the same type of game plan and literally say, we're going to throw the ball 5 times. We're going to beat you running the ball. That's what they're going to try to do. You know, newsflash, they're going to run the ball a lot. So guess what? Tremaine Edmonds, Harrison Phillips, Ed Oliver, man, y'all got to hold it down in that middle, man. Star Latulele, come on back, fly back to Buffalo. I guess you probably leave and show up on Sundays the way you've been playing and just ball. I mean, you got to wake up. We need you to play. And those guys play well. I'm not too concerned about the offense. I think the offense they're going to play well. I think our offense is going to give them fits. It could potentially give them fits. But if we show up on defense and our run defense is halfway decent, we all right. But I like the matchup. It's going to be a chess match. 2 very smart coaching staffs, and it's going to be a chess match. Bills fans, there's going to be a lot of just bad takes because as soon as one thing go wrong, the negative Nancy's just jump out the woodwork, just start writing crazy stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and all of that. You know, it's going to be moments. They're going to have their moments against us. We're going to have our moments against them. But I'll tell you this, if we get up 2 scores, it's over. They're not built to catch up. So what the Bills' main focus need to be, McDermott need to sit down with Daboll and say, listen, come punch him in the face immediately. I wouldn't mind play 1, get a ball to Singletary. Play 2, play action, go deep. I don't give a damn if it's 2nd and 2. Go deep. Let them know. Let's get it. If you get up 2 scores, it's over. They're not going to catch up. It's just they're not built that way. I know they fought back against Miami, but we're not the Dolphins defensively. So that's how I feel good about this matchup. We come out and play the way we're supposed to. We're gonna be all right.
And as you say, about Nick and Nancy's, yeah, they're right. There will be bad takes, and I will be waiting in the wings to get them. I'll be waiting. I'll be screenshotting you and cut them up already. They'd be cut up by Saturday night at 10 p.m. round 3. Now I know they say a lot. The most dangerous thing to do is to play a divisional rival 3 times in the season. It can go either way. What are you feeling?
I mean, it's just like, okay, the first game, they blamed it on the weather and the wind and all of that stuff. And, the Bills were still playing vanilla as far as tackling and all that. But guess what? It's a gift and a curse because they got ridiculed so bad about how bad their tackle. They're not going for that anymore. And on the flip side of that, Stevenson is nicked up. Harris is nicked up. I don't think that the Bills are going to allow those guys to do anything they did week 1. Game 1. The second time around, I asked Coach and I asked Josh and I asked Daboll, dictating tempo. They can't keep up with the Bills. The Bills, if the Bills play their game instead of trying to play New England game, respecting New England too damn much and want to play, sometimes you do got to beat a team at their own game. Like James said, you do got to punch a team in the mouth. That's just like, and I'm going to get to this point in a minute, but I'm going to finish this one up. Bills got to dictate the tempo. They got to dictate the terms. The Bills are one of the highest scoring teams. They are not going to be able to outscore the Bills at all. They just don't have it in them. You got to make Mac Jones beat you. It's just like when Josh Allen first got into the league and we were a run-heavy team. What Belichick do? He stacked the box and forced Josh Allen to beat him with his arm. Now, on the flip side, he has 6-7 DBs out there, so Josh Allen don't beat him with his arms. Same rule apply to Mac Jones. The Bills exposed that. Game 2, scary part about it is, on my end, is what the offense are going to do. Are we going to get McKenzie back in the fold? Because he's been extinct since the New England game. And, I say this as far as beating playing a divisional opponent 3 times, and I'm always going to take it back to Little League, baby. But Buffalo Vets, Fruit Belt Rockets, we played each other 3 times a year. We always knew that we was going to play each other 3 times a year. We was going to play at their house. They was going to play at our house. And we all know we was all going to settle it in the championship, all 4 pounds. So, and one thing I loved about the Vets, they got me up on my game, and Al Scott and those guys, and you got to beat them at their own game. It's so much gratifying when you can beat them at what they do best sometimes, But in this case, the Bills got to dictate the tempo, go out there and spread that thing out. They can't keep up with them, score points, force them to do something out of their element. And, the Bills will be moving on. And I think that it'll be something great for their confidence, knowing that they finally put an end to this New England thing, and they can go ahead and run the table to the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm right on the horn. Like I said, I may get what I asked for because I asked for this game. And there's multiple reasons I asked for this game. Actually, it's the matchup that I'm most comfortable with for this Bills team in the first round. Because I feel like the Patriots often struggles to put up points at times. The second part is I want to fully dethrone New England. It was nice to get the AFC East Championship and get in consecutive years, but I still feel like they have hope. That they thought that they stood up to us a little bit. And I don't want them to feel that way. I want to be big brother. I want to crush them. I know you said that you don't think Bill Belichick will leave New England. And you're honestly, you're probably right. Now that he has McCorkle, he'll probably stay a little bit longer. But the thing about I'm gonna keep calling him McCorkle. Yeah,
I'll think the opposite, JT, but that's another story.
Right. But my thing is this. I want him to go in this offseason after loss and have to at least think about it for the next week. Is this where I want to be? Is I want to do? Nobody's ever made Bill Belichick second guess anything. I think Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills can do that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to leave. And I want Josh McDaniels to think about it. Do I really want this job right now in the same division with Josh Allen? Or do I want to go to Minnesota or somewhere? You know what I mean? Maybe this job wasn't as so appealing as it was 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So I just, like I said, I want this game because I think that this is the proper way to dethrone them. Last year, you said they said we beat them twice. They had players that opted out. They wasn't a full team. Now they went and spent the most money in free agency history in guaranteed money this season, and we unfortunately split with them. And I don't like blaming games on weather, but we couldn't do what we do best because the wind's blowing 45 miles per hour. It is what it is. Not what we could do.
Still got quick game. That's not no excuse.
No, it's not. But it wasn't. It was advantage Patriots with that weather. because of the way we play. I disagree.
That's just bad play scheme, bad play creativity. When you look at the Jets game, that first quarter, everybody got a screen. Stephon Diggs got a screen. Dawson Knox got a screen. Singletary got a screen. They was running Singletary too damn much to the point where, okay, they finally did play action. He still needs to learn how to set up plays. We're not setting up enough. We don't have a bread and butter on third and fourth. The Bills was 0-8 on third down. That's an issue. You know, that is a serious issue that needs to be addressed, that needs to be fixed. I'm going to be talking about it all week long. You know, I'm not going to let this slide. It is speak now, forever hold your peace. I get an opportunity to talk with Bill Belichick twice this week, too. So if y'all need me to ask a question, lay it on me. I have no problem asking the GOAT that.
That's cool. I ain't got no words for him, man. I ain't got no words for him. I'm like a kid on the bus. I ain't no talking. I got my headphones on, my bowls, my beats, whatever you want to. I ain't doing no talking. I'm doing what James. I heard James Mallory used to do at CCSU. Sit at a table by himself, not talking to nobody. And I heard the stories, James, from some teammate.
Locked in. Nothing to talk about. I got work to do. I'm locked in.
I heard the stories. I heard the stories about sitting at the table. My man, when I don't want to get too far off top, my friend, one of my best friends from here played with James in college for a year or two at TCSU. And when he found that I knew him, that it's kind of funny how we linked up like that. And he said, man, with James sit at the table, just talk to himself, man. Wouldn't talk to nobody before a guy. I said, don't worry, man, that's just a Buffalo thing. Don't
man. Seriously. All my teammates knew. I put my headphones on. And I literally go through the playbook in my head. I'll go through this. We had our first 10 plays scripted. So I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I was attached to our offensive staff. So, man, I knew what time it was. I'm there. I'm eating. Man, what is it to talk about? We all know what we got to do. I'm on a mission. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there at the table. I'm eating, visioning myself making big plays. I was in the zone. You know, my mom say, I'm literally a different person when it's game time. My mom already know. My brother the same way. Yeah. And when the Bills game's on, she know how me and my brother are. She just don't even bother. She just know to stay in her own lane. So that's how I am, man. I'm a little off when it comes to that.
He's been like that since I known him, since probably like Piranhas. It's been like that. I mean, he locks in. I never seen a kid at 6, 7 years old, a leader, just really lock in like that. And that's how James is. He locks in and he performs.
Appreciate that, Muki. Seriously.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just something that I wanted, and I think that it's gonna be a big chess match. Like this is gonna be a big game for Brian Daboll and Bill Belichick. And I think that personally that they have a very friendly relationship as coaches. I think after the Bills, and I'm gonna say this, and it may come back to bite me in the butt. But after the Bills beat them in this playoff game, I think that friendship, and I've been saying it, is going to get a little bit colder. Because now Sean McDermott is going to end up being big brother of this division. And I don't know how Bill going to handle that.
To be honest with you, not to get too far off topic, like I said, the likelihood of him leaving is slim, but I look at it a different way. If he was to leave, now was the time to do it. You left the organization in a good place. You would leave them in a good place. You're not leaving them in a bad place. You know what I mean? You're leaving them with a quarterback. You're leaving them with a foundation. Hey, I'm not leaving y'all bare. I'm leaving y'all with something. Farewell.
Right. I mean, we know his predecessor will leave without warning. Bill Parcells will be out on your ass. I mean, that's the way Bill Parcells was out. The tuna was gone, man.
But he wasn't cooking the food. He was, he's cooking the food and shopping for the groceries. Belichick is
right.
So I don't see him leaving. It's more of a challenge to say I'm doing this without Brady and to leave because he can't do it without him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And why go to New York? Because he already won Super Bowls there. Those are Bill Parcells.
But remember, wait a minute. I'm gonna take you back to New York though, and his weird, seductive way, because we know Bill thinks that Bill's different. I like Bill. I have a lot of respect for Bill Belichick. I like Bill Bell. BB there. The Morris family said he was not head coach material. Parcells had tabbed him as his predecessor. The Mara family told him he was not head coach material and passed him up for that job. I believe they gave it to Ray. I forgot his name, Ray something. After Parcells.
Ray Perkins.
Perkins, yes, Ray Perkins got the job after Parcells, and in his own way, oh, you need me? Oh, sure, I'll come back 30 years, 40 years later. Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Gettleman has built a pretty good front seven. They have a decent foundation started there. They need a couple of things, but he has what he needs to work with to get those things. Well, I'm just
in a
saying,
weak division.
Very weak division, very up and down. So I like I said, I don't want to get too far off topic about what because we're gonna be talking about this stuff all off season. Like I said, this ain't gonna stop. But it's a game that I want. It's gonna be a chess match. I think the Bills ultimately pull it off. But the final topic and I really want to talk about is obviously Josh Allen, in my opinion, struggled. And not only that Colts game last year, but he also struggled in that Ravens game. And we want to see him come through this time around. How important it is for him to be Josh and not, as you call him, Mook, Sugar Rush in this game. James, fast start. We need it.
I think he's gonna come out. I think he's gonna be all right. I think he's going to start fast. At least that's what I'm hoping. I think he's going to start fast. I think he's going to be a lot more confident. I think he's a lot more confident, especially the way the offensive line has been playing. We cannot leave out the way them dudes have been playing. So with them playing so well in the running game, kind of moving the last few games, that gives him a lot of confidence that, okay, we don't have to rely on my arm to win this game. I can hand it off a few more times and open things up. So I think that changes up a lot when you're talking about, how he's going to start, because it's my mindset. He knows his arm isn't the only thing that can win the game. We can do other things to kind of, throw some screens like Muki talked about. We could throw some screens and open up some different things, run the football and set some things up. So I think he should start fast and be all right.
Right. Mook?
When you look at that game last year, it was 23 for 37, 206 yards in the score. For a second season and in the playoffs, I don't think that's bad at all. Defense wins championships. Teron Johnson made that play, and that kind of broke things open. Let's not put too much pressure on this guy, too early. And I had to ask him.
We have that clip. Do you want to play that clip now?
Yeah, you can shoot it.
We played a clip now. I forgot we actually had that. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Yeah, Mookie, you talked to Josh today about preparing for this game. So let's put that clip up so you can hear what Josh, the man himself, had to say.
Josh-alicious. Muki Hawkins. Purple Sports 1080, man. Hey, I took a script out your playbook. I went babyface assassin, man. How you like it?
There you go. Looks good on you.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. But hey, Josh, man, being accustomed to these postseason the past 2 years, what have you learned in the last two that would be helpful reminders for you on Saturday night?
Well, I think obviously playing at home is a big benefit in the playoffs, and you can feed off the emotion of the crowd. You don't have to deal with silent cadence and all that jazz. So, and just feeling the flow of the game and understanding every play matters, every possession matters. But at the same time, that it is a long game, and there's no need to press at any point. And at the end of the day, we just got to go out there. We got to do our job. We got to try to execute the best that we can in hopes that we can win a football game and continue. So that's the name of the game. It's win or go home. Again, but it's Patriots at home in division. That's something that you dream about, and it's an opportunity that doesn't come around too often. I think, like someone alluded to earlier, 1960 something is the last time we've played the Patriots in the playoffs. So the energy is going to be high, the juice will be high, and we got to be ready for that moment.
Once again, congratulations, champ. Good luck this week.
Thank you, Mook.
And Josh Allen don't play well because Daboll put him in positions not to play well. Prime example, I do like Spike Lee, right? Prime example, it was a point in the game to where you could hear Daboll telling Josh not to check it down, which was obviously the right decision to do. Just go ahead and chuck it down the field. That's bad coaching. That's just straight bad coaching. And we're not seeing that. We're just seeing the things that Josh Allen's doing. But Daboll is putting him in position to make those bad decisions. So that's why I say it comes down to coaching, man. I mean, the Bills that first quarter, I was like, holy crap, like where these plays been? You know, and then guess what? You never saw those plays again the rest of the game.
Going back to coloring and crayon.
You know what I mean? We don't see those the rest of the game. Isaiah McKenzie catches 11 out of 12 targets. We don't see no more of those plays ever again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what is the issue with this offense. Me, I'm an offensive guy. I hate to see bad coaching. The scary part about it is Bills one of the highest scoring offenses, and they could be averaging 50 points if they were, you know, executing on all cylinders. You can run the ball against New England, so I want to see what the Daboll have planned in the run game versus New England, because guess what? Tennessee ran wild on them. Who else ran on them? The coach ran.
The coach ran on them.
Wild
Yeah.
on them.
You're going to get a run because they're going to be putting Adrian. They're going to use Phillips and Duggar inside the box. So, you know, I mean, especially against the Bills, you can't put linebackers out there against the 4 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. So you're going to have your chance to run. You're going to have your chance to run the football. One of the things I want to take away from that presser that you had with Josh is it seemed like a guy who's now going into his 5th playoff game. And I want to say it again. It seems like a guy that is going into his 5th playoff game. That's experienced right there.
Mm-hmm.
And one being an AFC championship game. He said, don't press. It's a long game. Don't force it. That is the guy that laddered the ball versus the Texans or continuously took bad sacks versus the Colts and Ravens to get us out of field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
So like a guy that's cognizant and conscious of what he's doing and has full control of what he wants to do. I actually like the fact last week that it seemed like he got a little pissed off at the play caller, because that's what you want to see from a quarterback. Like as Bill Polian told me a couple years back, by his going into his 4th year, into his 5th year, you want to be able to see a quarterback use what the defense is doing against them. And he's getting to that point. And when he start getting mad at the play calling, I'm seeing this. This is what I want to do. This is when somebody's taking full control of the offense. This isn't a Jared Goff. I'm going to say this is not a Jared Goff. This is a guy who's taking full control of this team. And that's the main reason that I wanted this New England matchup, because I feel like not only him, but this team, they get that little extra get up, that little extra spark. It's the Patriots. We want to kick them. FCC, I'm sorry. We want to kick their ass. And we want to kick it. We want to kick it good too, because they snuck one. They snuck one on us in Buffalo. They snuck one on us. So we're not done giving it payback. That one in Foxborough, where it was F you, and shut the F up. No, we're not done. We want to kick you one more time while you're down. And I'm all for it. I'm with it. I want all the smoke. As they say, I want all the smoke. And I think this team wants all the smoke. But I just think it's important to get to a fresh start. But obviously, guys, we're about over an hour in. It's been a great show. Hopefully, this is not the last pregame show that we do of the year. I want to get you guys' final thoughts, and then I'm going to sign off with a couple of thoughts myself. Mook, final thoughts, man.
Final thoughts. What are we going to do with all these weapons? Are we going to expose New England for what they are? Christian Barrymore, he has a knee issue. They are really nicked up. I think the Bills need to really go for the juggler, like James say. Just come right out, punch those dudes in the mouth. I go play action right off the rip, up top, first play of the game. I'll fake that thing to Singletary, and I go find Stephon Diggs somewhere up top. Or McKenzie. You know, go back to McKenzie, because that's the tape they're going to be looking at, what McKenzie did. This is not Beasley's year. All right, let's
be real about it.
What it is. You know, let's get our dogs involved, man. Like, we should not be waiting to give our explosive athletes the ball. That's like me giving James the ball 5 minutes before halftime. That'll never happen. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, come on, let's be the team that everybody say we are, and go out and dominate New England and send these dudes home. You know what I mean? And that be that. If the Bills go out here and take care of business, there's no doubt in my mind that defense ain't going for it. You know what I mean? It's just like that old saying go. It's just certain dudes on your team just ain't going to allow you to lose. And it's going to be, it's a handful of dudes right now on that defense just not going to allow the Bills to lose. But it's our game to lose offensively. That's the only thing that bothers me the most about Saturday night matchup. But other than that, I think the Bills go ahead and take care of business. I think the Bills are going to win this game 32-13.
32-13. Big
Mookie,
job.
I am not mad with that score, brother. I am not mad with that. But yeah, I think we'd be all right. Let's come out fast. Let's let them know, like, listen, we the big dog. Period. You in our house, we the big dog. You here for a reason. We not in Foxborough for a reason. So let's get it. Set the tone. Man, listen, I hope Zach Moss wake up. That'd be nice. But if we can come with a 1-2 punch in the backfield, and I think, all championship teams are able to run the football at some point in time. And we've been able to do that, but we're gonna have to establish some type of run game. And we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get Stephon Diggs the ball early. And then also, I was thinking, Mookie, you took the words out of my mouth. McKenzie, I'm thinking how you set it up. First play of the game, you run the ball. Singletary, hopefully you get 3-4 yards. Now you got second down where it's second and manageable. Man, you play action and you send McKenzie deep. They're going to be waiting on Stephon Diggs. They're going to try to bracket him. Send your fastest wide receiver deep and let him make a play. He already chewed him up once. Hey, give him a dose of that medicine again. You know what I mean? And I think we can come out there and do it and just tackle better. And when you get punched in the face a little bit and you get whooped on a little bit like they did the first time in the run game with them, you don't want that to happen. These dudes got pride. Tremaine Edmonds, he cares. Matt Milano, he cares. I think AJ Klein to get a decent amount of defensive reps this game as well. They care. Ed Oliver playing like one of the best defensive tackles in the league. That dude cares. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, like you said, Mookie, they ain't having it. They're not having it this go around. Some dudes going to come out motivated, and they're going to be smacking. I think it's going to be a very physical game, too.
Now, it would be pretty dope if we could sign Shaq Lawson. He just on the sideline going nuts Saturday. That'd be crazy.
Let him lead the charge.
That would be crazy. One more, though, James. Me being a coach, what I would do against New England, I would spread those boys out. I would go with Dawson Knox, Gabriel Davis, Manuel Sanders, Stephon Diggs, and I'm going to put Isaiah McKenzie in the backfield because no linebacker will be able to check him. It's just like when they gave Zach Moss the ball, swinging him out of the backfield last week against the whoever it was, and he couldn't get the first down. Why put him in that position when you can do that with Isaiah McKenzie, and he's going to make that guy miss?
I was in a good mood. I thought I wasn't going to mention that play tonight. I was in a good mood, but I agree.
But it's bad coaching. You got all these weapons, you're not using them.
No, that's bad
baby.
execution by the player.
It is no tomorrow, baby. We can't sit up here and ponder what. You know how many times I lost 13-12 to the Vets in the championship game, and I had so many woulda, shoulda, couldas. If I just woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That can't happen Saturday night. It's going to be cold as shit. It's going to be an 8 o'clock night matchup. It's going to be 0 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. So third and fourth quarter come, it's going to be probably a record temperature game. The last cold game was -9 in 1995 against the Jets. It might be even colder than that on Saturday night. So Bills can't be playing around. Go ahead and score some points, get this thing over with. Force Mac Jones to play in the elements and under the weather, and take care of business and move on to the next.
Yeah. I just want to say, man, I don't have too many final thoughts. I think I touched on them all. They need to go out here and they just need to win this game. It's as simple as that. Get the job done. I know it's going to be cold. I know it's going to feel like -1. To all you fans out there, bundle up. I will not be out there with you. Y'all crazy as hell. I appreciate y'all going out to support the team. But yeah, they need to just go on and handle this. This is your chance to step on Bill Belichick and New England Patriots' neck, and you need to do that. Besides it just being the playoffs, it's a little added incentive to get this done. If you need anything else more to get motivated, hyped up for this game than those things that I just mentioned, then I don't know what you're doing. The time is now. It's now. It's now to really take the division. I need 330 from Josh. You know, it's gonna be cold as a DB. Me growing up as a DB, you don't like covering no cold weather. When it's cold, it's the hardest time to cover. You don't even want to run. Light them up. I need 330 from Josh. I need 330, and I need 31. I need 31. I need 35 to 14, man. I need 5 touchdowns. That's what I need. I need 5 touchdowns. I need to go ahead.
And we got to do a better job of recognizing when the kill Harry is in, he's not running a route. He's there to block. He's a glorified tight end in their offense. He's just going to block. He's going to crack. He's going to crack down. They're going to try to run the sweep. Like Muki said, that sweep play, when the kill Harry's in, attach somebody to run off his hip and blow that bleep up.
They only got about 4 plays. They working with a technical playbook. They got about 4 plays over there. That's all.
It was some plays that they found some success on, and I'm gonna touch base on that with the coaches to see are they aware of that, because they was running misdirection one way, and they was pitching it to the primary back, and nobody was there. I didn't understand that. I'm like, well, if y'all know that Damian Harris is the primary back, why are we going for play fakes the opposite way? Why are we running the wrong way? Somebody should be accounted for with the running back. And the Bills did that twice, and they end up scoring on that drive. So I'm going to be talking about that all week long, just to make sure the Bills are on point for, that type of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, I want to say, hope, like I said, once again, this is the last regular season show. If you guys were not paying attention to Cold Front Report before this year, this was the first time that I did anything that was like a personal show. Everything has been like a roundtable with the other guys, Clayton and other guys from the past, blasts from the past that are no longer Cold Front Report stuff. So when I wanted to do this, I set out to do this, and I wanted to find the right people. Now, me and James were doing the Yak podcast, and then I think we kind of brought that over here. Then Muki was doing some things with us. Now Muki's on this every week, and I'm lucky as just a host to be able to work with these 2 gentlemen with the insight that they're able to give. Both coaching the game, both playing the game. Muki being a Bills reporter and actually in one Bills drive, which is for podcasters, that ain't normal for you to have access like that. And for James to be inside of an NFL locker room. If you guys are not familiar with James, he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was with one of the leading rushers in the country at Central Connecticut State. And it's hard to get that type of insight. And it's not to be arrogant, it's not to be cocky, but what I would say is I don't know how much insight you're getting from these other shows like that, because I know I get a lot of insight just sitting here listening to these guys. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. I want to thank these gentlemen for all season for sticking with me and making this, I think, one of the best shows, especially for a Tuesday night. Tuesday night is hard to do shows on. You guys keep coming back, and the viewers, you guys keep coming back and making bad takes, as funny as it is, but we ain't going away. I can't wait till the off season, because I think us gentlemen will be breaking down a lot of scenarios. I can't wait till we get to the scenarios. I want to get the scenarios after the Super Bowl victory. I want to get there quick, but I can't wait to get there. So I just want to say thank you guys and everybody for tuning in and making this, in my opinion, a successful first year. And it's only going to go up and get better. And we lacing fake rumors about Shaq Lawson.
Yeah,
we ain't got to do that.
We gonna release some stuff, but he ain't signed. There has been talks, yes. That has been confirmed, but there's no signing. I hope he can sign tomorrow. I hope he can sign before the game. But I think the Bills are just more focused on that and not letting this be a distraction in a good way, but just go ahead and focus on what the task at hand is going ahead and putting New England to bed. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you got that last clip with Jerry Hughes.
I didn't get it in time. I'm sorry. I didn't get it in time. I was running late, and I'm sorry. I wanted to get it. Maybe we can put it on the Cold Front page.
Yeah, put it on the Cold Front page.
Okay, I'll put it on the page. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't have time, so we were running a little late tonight, and I did not get the clip. I got as much as I could, but you guys, make sure you guys are following these guys. Make sure you follow Muki on Twitter. Make sure you follow Muki on Facebook, because as you guys know, Muki is getting bigger and bigger inside the Bills media, and he's personable. He's for the fans, and he's for the people. He ain't in the cut at an executive party, not talking to nobody. He's out here. He's out here doing
That's not Muki.
That ain't Muki, right? And then make sure you guys are following James too, because we're gonna be getting James. James gonna be doing some more. We're gonna be getting James to do some more breakdowns and stuff. He got to share his knowledge a little bit more. So we're gonna be working on some things.
Yeah, how Zach Moss makes the offensive line look bad. Let's talk about that.
No, I can't talk about Zach. I can't talk about
It
that.
is what it is. It's not
You
bashing
can.
when it's true.
We gonna have the joint, Jeremy. What we talked about, the breaking down of the clip.
Yeah, we're
That
gonna have a
way
lot.
James
I
can
want to
break
have a
that
lot of stuff.
down.
I want to
We
have a
can
lot
break
of that stuff. I want to
you
have a
know.
lot of that stuff this offseason.
Tail of the tape, baby, coming soon. Tail of
I
the
think-
tape.
I think we could do a lot more with this platform, and I'm ready to push it a little bit. You know, I've been in the game for a couple of years now. I'm learning. I got into the game not knowing anything about podcasting. I've never been to school for any of this stuff. I just picked it up off YouTube. I had open heart surgery, and I watched YouTube, and I learned how to do it.
You're doing a great job, bro.
Awesome job.
Great
Awesome
job.
But other than that, I want to say thank everybody for tuning in all year. Thank these gentlemen for joining me all year. Make sure you're following them. And guess what? End of the day, go Bills. Let's get this done. It's playoff time. They say the time is now. Championship caliber. Let's go out there and prove it. And as you see my shirt from Buffalo and Wet, AFC East, Tecmo Bowl, Bills on top. You see that, Doc? Let's go. Catch you guys later. As always, thank you. Go
We
Bills.
out.
It's not personal. Let's handle it.
Yeah, you can see what's under my hat tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I ain't gonna give us an exclusive. DJ Clue. We out of here.
All right, y'all boys. Let's go, Buffalo.
Let's go.